Greetings, fellow speculators. So I was just on Stockhouse.com and specifically the Kilo Gold Mines board, and user Laundry, Londry, posted INV is trading at a steeper discount. This is in reply to a video that I had posted on Stockhouse about Kilo Gold Mines. So I started looking into INV. Who is INV? One of the places I started looking was TMX Money. You can figure out who INV is. INV Metals, I believe he's talking about. He's saying it's trading at a discount to cash. So if we go to INV Metals and you look at market cap, $7.6 million. Well, let's also look at what they've been doing the last while. It's just been down and out share price wise, but $7.6 million price tag. So what do they have in cash? Back to CDAR.com. Bear with me. Latest financial statement. And so I was just browsing through this, and it looks like they've got almost $15 million in cash, 14.7 plus 1.4 in receivables. I'll just call that, I'm going to round it off to 15 million to make it easy. And then they've got some non-current assets. They got some investments, property, plant, blah blah blah. That $41 million, theoretically what they paid for their project. We'll get into that in a sec. Liabilities, very small. It's probably like what they owe, salaries or something. Operations, here's their costs. 667,000. First I was saying, oh, that's an expensive one. That's 200 something grand a month, but this is annually. I had to look around, but their year ends March 31st, 2015. These are consolidated statements of loss, and this is for the year. So that's more like 55 grand a month. That's some nice numbers for a public company, publicly listed company. Not the cheapest one out there, but pretty low. And so they're $15 million in cash compared to this $7.6 million in market cap. That's like half. They're trading about half their cash values. So who is this company? Why would you want them even though they're trading at half their cash values? I just pulled up their website, INV Metals, and I was looking at their presentation. I was trying to figure out what do they own, where are they, who are these people, and then it started coming back to me. This is IAMGOLD's old Kimsacocha project that they're promoting. And so this thing was spun out of IAMGOLD, or sold out of them for shares, or some not exactly sure how the deal happened. But they're saying this is, they got a pre-feasibility study on this deposit, and I remember this deposit. I used to promote this deposit as others in the neighborhood were looking for one like this, like the one that IAMGOLD found, and the same kind of geology. The company I really remember that was looking for one just like them was Cornerstone. CGP in the Canadian markets, they've gone on to make a different find since. They walked away from the ones like this. But in the past, when the markets were hot, pre-2008, there were numerous companies in Ecuador looking for this kind of deposit. This was what you wanted to look for. This was the ideal. And so now this company has that one. How'd they get a hold of it? Why did IAMGOLD give it up and not build it? Because it's in Ecuador. I don't know if you remember other finds in Ecuador, like Aurelian's find, and that Kinross bought. But I mean, big sweet find, never got built because the taxes went crazy. The guy that came into power turns out to be like, he's more from the local Indian tribes and represented from those crowds than the people that want to build business and create assets and grow the wealth of the country. They want to go back to the old ways and non-logical business ideals. And so then you come to taxation. What is this? Slide number 6. It should be slide 1. Just get to the chase, right? Here's the problem with Ecuador. Corporate income tax rate 22%. That's okay. 4% state royalty tax. Oh geez, you got a 4% state royalty tax. If you know royalties, I mean that's like 1% royalty is like 10% of the profits in a economic mining operation. 4% is like 40% of the profits. You're giving up 40% plus 22% of whatever your profits are, and 12% to the state. They give 12% state profit sharing tax, 3% employee profit sharing tax. You gotta give your employees some too, so everybody gets slices no matter what kind of deals you negotiate. And the government's saying that they should get at least 50% of anything. They're saying that was incorporated in the pre-feasibility study. Government's at least 50%. So they got all these numbers. Either way, it's like tax on tax on tax. You just get taxed everywhere. That's why mines don't get built in Ecuador. I don't know of any commercial gold mining operations or precious metal mining operations. There's hardly even hydro projects there. There's a couple that were built, but I mean, natural resource projects in Ecuador is just, it's not happening because of these taxes are ridiculous. And so, beautiful deposit for a little company that's trading at half cash, but Ecuador is a mess. So I guess you got to just, you know, if your perspective on Ecuador coming around and coming back to life, here these guys show the FDN. That's the Aurelian deposit in the Loma Larga. This is old Kimsicocha. So they're promoting this thing and how it could happen, but not under today's taxes in my mind. It's got to change. So the idea is it's priced for ridiculousness, and maybe that changes. Ecuador changes the main guy in charge. They change their stance. They change the rules. Things change. It's so bad right now. It's hard to get any worse. They're trading at half cash. You get no price for the project, and you get $9 million on top of it to take on the speculation that something will change and this project comes around economic someday. So that's an interesting one. I just wanted to reply to user Laundry on bull boards, and thank you for pointing that out. It's an interesting one. I'm going to add it to my my back burner list, and I'll keep checking in on them on ProsperousAdventure.com. Thank you. Thanks for listening.